Name at least 5 different deficiency symptoms in plants, describe them and correlate them with the concerned mineral deficiency. So we need to learn at least 5 different deficiency symptoms in plants, and then we have to correlate them with a particular mineral. So which mineral has caused these deficiency disorder? So the 5 main deficiency symptoms in plants are chlorosis, necrosis, inhibition of cell division, delayed flowering, stunt plant growth. So all these are the deficiency symptoms. So chlorosis, necrosis, inhibition of cell division, delayed flowering, stunt plant growth. These symptoms are due to the deficiency of a particular minerals. And let us see which mineral deficiency leads to these symptoms. The first one is chlorosis or loss of chlorophyll. This leads to the yellowing of the leaves. So here we can see the plant leaf, which is generally green or dark green, now has become pale yellow. And this yellow change in color is due to the breakdown of the chlorophyll, the molecules present in them, and we call this as chlorosis. Loss of chlorophyll is called as chlorosis, and when chlorophyll gets degraded, the other pigments present in the leaf gives the color for the leaf. So this yellow color is due to the presence of accessory pigments like xanthophyll and other things. It is caused by deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, manganese, sulfur, iron, magnesium, zinc, molybdenum, etc. The loss of chlorophyll is not caused by just one mineral deficiency. Many mineral deficiency can lead to chlorosis. It can be deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc, etc. So all these iron deficiency can lead to chlorosis. Next one is necrosis. Necrosis is nothing but the death of a plant tissue. So here we can observe the leaves, and certain part of the leaves are green in color and certain have become brown. So all this brown colored part are nothing but the dead tissues in the leaf. So these tissues have been died. We call this process as necrosis. Necrosis is the death of a plant tissue, and this results from the deficiency of calcium, magnesium, copper and potassium. So if there is a deficiency of calcium, magnesium, copper and potassium, it can lead to necrosis. So all these elements are their essential elements. They take part in plant physiology and metabolism. So when there is a deficiency of these nutrients, the metabolic reactions of physiology will be affected, and that is the reason the plant tissues will die. So this death of plant tissue is called necrosis. The next symptom is inhibition of cell division. So inhibition of cell division is caused by deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, sulfur and molybdenum. So inhibition of cell division means the cell division has been stopped. So generally in plants, the meristematic cells will undergo division, and the newly divided cells is responsible for growth. So when cell division is being stopped, there is no growth in the plant. So this deficiency can be caused by nitrogen, potassium, sulfur. The next symptoms is delayed flowering, and this is caused by deficiency of nitrogen, sulfur and molybdenum. Now delayed flowering means, so every plant has got a cycle. So in particular season it flowers and then it forms a fruit, and flowers are the reproductive organ. So a new plant will be formed. In delayed flowering, the maturity of the life cycle has been delayed, and the flowers do not bloom at the right time. So this means the whole species will be affected. There is no proper production of offspring. The number of species can come down. So this is very important. So delayed flowering should be treated properly by supplying the proper amount of the nutrients, nitrogen, sulfur and molybdenum. Next one is stunt plant growth as a result of deficiency of copper and sulfur. A stunted plant growth means here the growth of the plant is inhibited. Maybe the plant may not grow tall. it remains dwarf. The fruit or the vegetables which is produced doesn't have the proper weight. The yield of the plant has been affected. So all these symptoms, we call it as stunted plant growth, and this results from the deficiency of nutrients like copper and sulfur. So that is why all the nutrients are essential to plants in a required quantity. If the quantity decreases, it leads to certain diseases, and if the quantity increases, it might become toxic, and again that might lead to particular disease. So it is necessary for the plants to maintain an appropriate amount of nutrients, and that is why farmers add fertilizers and manure so that plants get a sufficient amount of nutrients and they do not suffer from all kinds of these disorders.